So if you remember back from a few lessons ago, we talked about terms, and terms are always separated by addition and subtraction operations. So multiplication is a group, divisions are groups. We're only looking for those addition and subtraction signs to break things up. So we're going to talk about combining like terms. So combine, right? Put them together. Like means they have to be similar to each other. They have to mean the same thing, and we're only putting terms together. So if I'm looking at 5g plus 8h divided by 2, I can see this addition sign, and that is it. So 5g is a term, and 8h divided by 2 is a whole term. So I know, right, we want to separate that 2, but it actually belongs with this. We're saying I have two groups, right? I'm going to split this into two groups. So when there are terms that have the same variable, so if they have the same letter, that means they are like each other and we can put them together. And they have to have the same exponent. So if you have x squared and just an x, those then are not like each other. Those are a little bit different, and we can't combine those together. So, but when they have the same variable and the same exponent behind them, we can combine them into one term. So we can, don't know why I put those arrows there now, but I did that. Maybe that'll come back to me, okay? So we can put them into one term together. So they have to, right? If I have x squared and just x, then I cannot combine those together. But if I have 4 x's and 6 x's, I can add those together or subtract them or whatever they tell you to do, and I can then put those together. So remember, this only works for adding and subtracting. This is going to be something different. So when do we use this? We use this when we are adding and subtracting. That's it. Okay? Combining terms means we're adding and subtracting. So let's go ahead and look at this really big long expression and see if we can combine things that are the same. So let's start. We've got 9 f's. So I'm going to draw a little blue box to represent those. So I'm going to use dots because that's going to be faster. I've got 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I've just got a 10. I'm going to do a different color because it's not an F. This is just 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I've got some G's. Well, I've had F's are blue, no variable is purple. So let's do G is red. I've got 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have F's. Actually, I am going to make my 9 look a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'll be easier to count. Okay, now I have 7 F's. I made F's blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. I'm going to take away 3, no variable. I made those purple. 1, 2, 3. I've got more F's here. I made F's blue, 2 of those. And then I have G squared. So my G's are red, but notice this is squared. I have 8 G squareds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this really means G times G. It's going to make that array, that perfect square. So now I'm going to start combining and putting together things that are the same. So I'm looking for F's. I have 9 F's, so I'm going to circle those 9 F's. I have 7 F's. I'm going to circle that positive sign, that plus sign in front of it because it connects to it. And I'm going to circle these negative 2 F's. So here we have 9 F's plus 7 F's. 9 plus 7 is 16. And then I'm taking away 2 of those. So 16 minus 2 is 14 F's. So I've used all of my F's. Okay, now let's go ahead and look for just our regular numbers, our constants. I have 10 here. So here's 10, and it's a positive 10. And I'm going to connect it over to this negative 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. So it's positive. I still have 7. So 14 F's plus 7. Hey, I'm looking for any G's. Well, over here I can see I have G squareds, but these are not the same, right? This is just a G. And this is a G times G. Not the same. They're related, like they're cousins, but they are not siblings. Okay, so these are like the same family. So I just have 6 G's. And my last thing is my G squareds. I do not have any other G squared, so I just put G, 8G squareds. So I put everything together that was the same. They're the same family. My F's went together. Notice if they're adding or taking away, that matters. My constants go together, any other variables. So if they're not the same variable, they're related, but they're not the same, and I can't put these together because these are not squared and these ones are. So I have simplified this and put everything that's like each other together. So right, we took this really big long thing and we simplified it down so it's much easier to manage. So this is a really helpful tool when we want to simplify and make things easier for ourselves to do. But remember, this only works on those adding and subtracting. If we multiply and divide, we've got to do some different things that we'll talk about in our next lesson.